Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Seize Your Business. I'm Jim Wazak. My co-host Kevin O'Flaherty is not able to be with us today. And our guest today is Amy Hall from LM Real Estate.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, Amy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jim. Good to see you.
Same here.
Yeah.
And our topic today is using values to drive business results. You know, I'm always talking about marketing and customer service, but we haven't talked much about values. So, Amy, why don't you tell us a little bit what you mean by using values to drive business results?
Absolutely. So at LM Commercial Real Estate, one of the things that we hold as one of our greatest value propositions is having a heart of service in our business, making certain that we are driving value for all of our stakeholders, our employees, our clients, our investors, our entire team. And that is not just monetary value, but value as individuals. And so empathy, respect, courtesy, responsiveness, all of those are traits that we use to set ourselves apart in the business world. And I firmly believe that if you add superior service with genuine care and concern, you set yourself, it's an incredible competitive advantage.
You know, one thing I read once about Disney is their belief is they take incredibly good care of their employees so the employees can take incredibly good care of their customers. Is this something that you've recently instituted? Has this always been part of your business philosophy?
So it has always been a part of my personal business philosophy. I joined LM a year ago, actually a year ago last week. Okay. And that is indeed part of, thank you very much. Thank you, yes. And it is very much a belief from the top down that these value traits are things that we instill in our team to be able to pass on the true benefit of our service to our clients and our investors. Yeah. So,
can you think of a specific situation where that's kind of come into play and affected the behaviors or the decision in a certain instance?
Sure, absolutely. I think that many times when you're dealing with commercial real estate transactions, there are so many things that might be outside of the control of either the seller or the client. And you have to be able to help people get beyond the emotion of the moment, help them be able to understand maybe the other side's perspective on something. So being able to walk that path with them from a vantage point of perspective and doing that with care, concern, respect, and empathy. I think there are multiple opportunities that we've had to use those very things to walk someone through a transaction that may be going sideways at that moment.
But you also are applying those values in your day-to-day interactions with each other.
Absolutely, yes.
Right?
It's very, it's something that I just had a conversation earlier about empathy in the workplace. And one of the things, particularly in male-dominated industries, which commercial real estate still is, it is something where I think that men in particular can struggle with because there is that undercurrent of not wanting to appear weak or to appear vulnerable. My position with our team is that your vulnerability and your empathy are what truly connect you to people. And if you can truly connect to them, you can do business with them. People like to do business with people they like and with people who care about them.
Okay, that's interesting, and I'm not so sure I would view it as a sign of weakness, but some might. It actually reminded me of a conversation I had quite a few years ago, and I met another potential, business partner or colleague for lunch, and he was very, very talkative, and I was feeling a little like I didn't contribute my share to the conversation. But as we were leaving, he says to me, well, thanks for meeting with me. I really enjoyed our conversation. And it kind of took me aback a little bit. And I think what he was really saying is somebody was listening to him. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody wants to be heard, and so often we're just sort of waiting, mm-hmm. you know, our turn to speak rather than really kind of listening.
Absolutely.
One thing that, I don't know if you guys use this technique, but I've heard it called mirroring, but one way to show empathy, which is an easy kind of way, is when somebody says something to you, repeat to
Absolutely.
them what they said.
Thank you for repeating what I say.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. What did you say? No.
Well, part of that also, in your point about people wanting to be heard, mm-hmm. is incredibly relevant. We are in a point in our society where everything is in such a flux of, or a state of urgency. Mm-hmm. Everything is go, 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 go. Mm-hmm. The biggest place that I see the most disrespect and lack of courtesy is in communication. Either in not receiving calls back, or in the types of response you receive, whether it's short and curt, whether it is particular email etiquette is almost a thing of the past.
Right.
And I always try to help people look at and coach them that treat people the way that you would like to be treated.
Exactly.
And when I think that all of the technology that we have today, which aids us in many, many ways, mm-hmm. you know, speed, mm-hmm. efficiency, all of those fantastic benefits of the tools also make us incredibly disrespectful.
Right.
And it gives us the opportunity to hide behind mm-hmm. those tools. Mm-hmm. You know, the level of anonymity that technology gives us, I can shoot off a response to you that I would never give you in person.
Right.
Because
I don't believe you ever would, because you're a very nice person, but some people would. Yes.
Indeed. And, you know, I don't have to see the look on your face.
Yeah.
I don't have to see the look of disappointment or the look of shock or mm-hmm. the look of cringing or shrinking away because I've hurt somebody or insulted them. Mm-hmm. So utilizing those tools of empathy, respect, and courtesy throughout every platform of your business life, I think is incredibly important, and it will pay itself in spades mm-hmm. in mm-hmm. returns on your business.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember one time we had a couple of clerical people at the company I was working for, and we asked them to come up with some ideas on how to solve a problem, and they presented something, and I said, this is really good. And they were like just ecstatic, you know, because again, people not being listened to. And I like to think, I don't like to think it, but I often think we live in the age of non-responsiveness. Mm-hmm. I was, as a unbelievable example, I was at a networking event, and I met a lady there who was with a moving company, and I gave her my card, and I said, hey, we're going to be moving in the next few weeks. Why don't you give us and she didn't call. I mean, it's like, it's never really acceptable.
It's a missed opportunity.
But if somebody says, I want to buy something from you, mm-hmm. and you don't respond, that's really
it is a missed opportunity.
Pretty tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what would you suggest to a company if they said, this is something we need to focus on, we want to build this into our culture? What would be some steps? Are there people to talk to or books, or just what are your thoughts?
Oh my goodness, there are endless number of books, and mm-hmm. you've caught me at a moment that I can't think of
a single one. That's okay.
Of a single one, but there are books on empathy in the workplace. My biggest recommendation for any organization wanting to instill these values is that it must come from the top down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to have anyone outside of the executive leadership or the owner of a company mm-hmm. to try to institute these if it's not mirrored, as you said, from the top down.
Yeah.
So it really comes to look at your organization from the very top, make sure that you're aligned in those values and how you want to move forward with those messages, and then implement
Okay.
the programs.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. Tell us, I know LM does commercial real estate transactions, but you also do some other things in terms of construction?
We do. We're a full-service commercial real estate company. So we have the divisions of brokerage, construction, development, investment, and acquisitions. We also have a custom homes division as well.
Okay.
So we are a full-service commercial real estate.
Okay. Super.
Yeah.
If somebody would like to get a hold of you to either explore further your thoughts on values, or if they have a need for a real estate project or some assistance, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. My email address, I'll give you my email address. It's Amy, A-M-Y, at L as in Lima, M as in Mary, team.com. Our web address is www.lmteam.com, and my direct line is 630-560-2801.
Okay. Well, thank you, and I'll just tell everybody that one of the nice things about this show is we get to meet a lot of wonderful people, and Amy certainly is reflective of that, both in terms of being a really nice person and a very sharp person. So highly urge you to call her if you need her. And for me, if you need me, it's 630-272-3895. Thank you, Amy.
Jim, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.